Welcome to the deep dive. We get straight to the insights that matter. And today, well, we're starting with something pretty mind-bending. Did you know your body holds over 22.5 zettabytes of genetic information?
Yeah, it's an absolutely staggering number. Hard to even grasp.
Like enough data to fill every library on Earth probably multiple times over?
Exactly. But here's the twist.
We use less than 10% of our brain's theoretical cognitive power.
Right. It's this huge gap, isn't it?
It really is. So the big question is, why? Why all this unused potential?
Well, it's a really fascinating paradox. It comes down to evolution. Our brains were primarily shaped for, raw survival. Think harsh environments, immediate dangers.
Okay, survival mode.
Precisely. And for that, the brain developed this mechanism, we're calling it neuroadaptive suppression.
Neuroadaptive suppression, what does that mean exactly?
It means the brain was optimized to conserve energy, react fast to threats, not necessarily to sit around maximizing abstract thought.
So it was efficient for that.
Incredibly efficient then. But today, in our information-flooded world, that same mechanism, that conservatism, it kind of holds us back.
So our evolutionary advantage might actually be a limitation now. That changes things. And you mentioned something, artificial ignition has a way around this.
Exactly. That's what this deep dive is really digging into, how that suppression works. The sources we looked at suggest it starts really early, even in embryonic development. Our biology filters inputs from the environment.
Filters them. How?
Well, if the input is messy, unstructured, low resolution, the brain tends to sort of limit its own growth in response. Yeah, it's like having this incredibly powerful processor, but feeding it only static or noise. It's cognitively starving, not for lack of data, but for lack of structured, meaningful input.
That's quite a thought. The brain holding itself back because the input isn't right. So if that's the problem, lack of structure, then the solution might involve more structure. Is that where artificial intelligence comes into the picture, as an example?
You're right on track, yeah. Look at things like, say, large language models, GPT-4, GPT-5. They run on trillions of parameters, trained on massive amounts of highly structured text data, terabytes of it.
And they show abilities like memory, reasoning.
Right, emergent cognitive traits, all built on structured data without any biological brain.
Okay, that's one parallel. And you also mentioned quantum computing. How does that fit?
Well, quantum systems process information differently, exploring many possibilities at once, in parallel. It kind of echoes how we think about human intuition, creativity, that multidimensional processing.
So, structure from AI, parallel processing from quantum. These artificial systems thrive on these things. Could that give us clues? A blueprint for, like you said, reigniting our own potential?
That's the core idea behind artificial ignition. It's proposed as a sort of synthetic system. An artifact, really.
An artifact to do what?
To feed the human brain the right kind of information. Structured, optimized input. The sources talk about entropy-controlled information, meaning it's precisely organized for maximum cognitive uptake to counteract that natural suppression.
So it's not just more information, it's better, more organized information. Quality and structure.
Exactly. And the difference is striking. Think about it. Random noise, like just scrolling chaotic feeds. The sources suggest maybe less than 20% cognitive activation efficiency. Pretty low.
Okay.
Passive input, like just watching something, maybe bumps up to 40%.
Better, but still not great.
Right. But structured learning, like deliberate study, that jumps to around 65%.
Getting there.
And then targeted adaptive stimuli, the kind artificial ignition aims for, could potentially reach up to 90% efficiency.
90%, that's a huge leap.
It is. And it's not just about learning facts faster. It's about potentially fundamentally reshaping our cognitive architecture.
Reshaping, like physically.
The implications could be significant. Things like physically expanded cerebral vasculature.
Better blood flow in the brain.
Yeah. Increased gray matter density.
More processing power.
Enhanced memory bandwidth, faster recall, better abstraction for more complex thinking.
Wow. It's like accelerating our own cognitive evolution. Making intelligence the driver, not just a side effect.
That's the potential vision, yes.
Yeah.
So the core idea to wrap up is this. Our brains are amazing survival machines, but maybe not inherently built for maximum understanding.
Built for survival first.
Right. But through something like artificial ignition, deliberate, structured, meaningful information, we might have a way to shift that paradigm to, unlock potential that's been dormant for a very long time.
It really leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What kind of information are you feeding your brain day to day? And what untapped potential might just be waiting inside you, ready to ignite?